When the asteroid first crashed on Earth, a team from the facility was sent to investigate. Their scanners picked up a strange energy reading. They couldn't identify it. It was like nothing they'd ever seen before. However, the energy was intense, and the facility knew that they had to harness it for the good of mankind. Wade, one of their top scientists, sat at his computer, rubbing his tired eyes. The readings had barely changed in weeks. In the chamber directly ahead of him, mechanical arms fired a laser at the thick exterior of the rock, which had become known as Project Pandora. Each laser could fire a beam up to 100,000 Fahrenheit. And yet, they could only cut through half an inch of the rock at most. Wade had been picked for this as he was the facility's best, but recently he had struggled to stay awake. He hadn't been sleeping ever since Charlotte had told him she wanted a divorce. When he asked why, she simply replied she didn't love him anymore. People had told him to forget about her and move on with his life. His best friend had even told him, sometimes you got to know when it's time to quit. But it wasn't that easy for Wade. Charlotte was his entire life, and without her, he felt shattered. He'd hoped that coming to work would take his mind off things. It didn't. The stress was getting too much for him, and he sat at his computer and cried. A beeping sound from his computer alerted him. The readings were spiking, dancing up and down like ravers in a mosh pit. For weeks they had barely a glimmer. And then this, it suddenly went insane. Ahead in the chamber, a purple glow emanated from Project Pandora. Wade! Wade turned round. The room was empty. Wade! He didn't know where that voice was coming from, but it sounded angelic. Wade, I need you. He looked towards Project Pandora. The glow was getting stronger. Wade, I'm trapped. I need you. The hypnotic voice washed over Wade like water. He didn't know what happened next. Maybe he blacked out. But next thing he knew, he was in the chamber with Project Pandora. He gazed at the glowing rock, the light throbbing and pounding to a beat, like the beat of a heart. The sensation was overwhelming. He reached towards the rock, caressing its surface. It felt soft, like flesh. The rock cracked open like an egg hatching a newborn. Wade gasped as the energy contained within it burst forth. It was dark matter. The very building blocks of the universe. The energy swarmed around him like flies to a flame. It was so warm, so powerful, so wonderful. Wade was overcome by its power. A figure appeared before him. A beautiful, sublime figure. Her face was the most seductive thing he had ever seen, and one that he only knew too well. Charlotte? He gasped. She walked towards him, her hand feeling the side of his cheek. Her touch was warm, the smoothest touch he had ever felt in his life. Her lips pressed to his, sending a shiver down his spine. It was the most beautiful feeling he had ever felt, just like his first time with Charlotte. Perfect, heavenly. His heart felt pained, his chest ached, his body screamed, and then it shattered like glass. Thank you, mortal. Your negative energies were just what I needed to escape from that blasted rock. It's been a long time since I've had as tasty a morsel as you. I wonder, will all Earthlings taste as sweet as you did?